Hey, Anna Kinsey here. I am just remaking a video that I made before because it wasn't shareable, but it is about, did essential oils cure my cancer? A lot of you know that I had cancer 2 times, and for those of you who don't know what happened and don't really even know who I am, before I was married, when I was 18 years old, I was coming back from a skiing trip and I was just feeling on my collarbone, and there was this small little lump, and that lump really bothered me. I was taking care of a 96-year-old lady, and she kept on complaining of all these aches and pains she had, and she also had cancer. And a lot of her aches and pains in her hip and stuff like that were some of the same pains that I had. Now, growing up, I considered myself extremely healthy. We had, I ran track. I was very active. I never had any childhood diseases, or I never got extremely sick all the time. I was considered a very, very healthy, regular child and teenager. Well, long story short, I started going to the doctors because I felt like maybe I had mono. Well, when I went to the doctors, there was a couple of different misdiagnoses that they diagnosed me with. So I went to a chiropractor, and this chiropractor, who had never seen me before, looked at me and said, "What's that on your neck?" And I said, "Well, I have a lump. They have been monitoring me, blah, blah, blah." And that chiropractor made a very bold statement, and he said, "I don't want to scare you, but you have cancer." And it was at that point that I was like, "What?" And he said, "You need to get tested." Well, I went and I got tested, and it came back that I had cancer. I did some alternative therapy, and it's a low-dose chemotherapy out of Chicago, and I actually went into remission. And then later on, I ended up having cancer again for a second time, and it came back with a vengeance. And at this point, I was given 2 weeks to 2 months to live. I traveled to all the prestigious hospitals. I went to Cancer Treatment Centers of America. I went out of the country, went to Mexico to look into some alternative stuff. And anyways, I ended up going to Mayo Clinic, and then they referred me. They said, "We have never seen anybody with as much cancer." No, they didn't say that, but they're like, with as messy records and complicated case as you. And they did not give me a very good prognosis, or they said I wouldn't live very long either, but they said you could try a stem cell transplant. So I went to the University of Michigan, and that's where I did my stem cell transplant. And I was given a 5 to 10% chance of living. It was not something I originally wanted to do. At this point, I was dying. I had a tumor on my chest, the size of a baseball, that was pressing on my heart. The cancer had metastasized into my bones, and basically from the neck on down, I had cancer. Of course, this was very hard on my family. It put a lot of stress on my siblings, and it was a really, really hard time. I asked to be in the peds section at the hospital, and they did. They took my request, and they put me in the peds section in the University of Michigan. And there they said, "We have never seen anyone with as much cancer in their body as you. This is a lot of cancer that we're dealing with." They blasted me with 7 years worth of chemo in 5 days, guys. I weighed 45 pounds, actually about 50 pounds plus less than I do now. I was nothing but completely bones. And where essential oils actually came in for me, essential oils did not cure my cancer. I was introduced to them a little bit. I didn't quite understand. Somebody told me to put frankincense on the bottom of my feet, and I did a little bit. But essential oils did not cure my cancer. Essential oils came in for me after the whole cancer situation. I believe that God actually healed me of my cancer. Even in the treatment, did the stem cell, I don't know. I mean, it obviously, I'm here today, but ultimately, I believe that God healed me. There was plenty of people that died doing a stem cell transplant on my wing. So that's a whole story in itself, and I just want to make this video a little shorter and kind of explain the essential oil part. So it was later, I already started eating a cleaner diet. I already started doing juicing and different things that were good for my body. But with the essential oils, I was introduced to actually a different company, and somebody told me, there was this video called Toxic Brew, and how these toxic cleaners in our home are contributing to our cancer and contributing to asthma and all kinds of things. So I actually switched out, and I took all of my toxic cleaners actually that day, and all the stuff in my household. And now I even know even more is that these cleaners, these soaps, hair conditioners, all of this stuff is endocrine disruptors. And if you watch that video, it'll explain it more. So now today I use Thieves Cleaner, and basically I can use that for every single thing I have. The doctors told me they were shocked actually that I made it through the stem cell transplant. I was actually the first person to ever be released from the hospital early, and but they still said, you know, with your case and with the 2 years and what's going on with you, you have a really high likelihood of getting cancer again. And at that point, I had to start eating. I was off of my TPN food, the food they gave me through the IV. I didn't eat during the whole time. I was so weak and obviously dying. But I was on my path of recovery. So I started with baby food, eating baby food, and I started lifting like a little 1 pound weight, and my muscles were all gone. It definitely was a terrible process, but I started getting really interested in essential oils when I had a wow experience when I went to the hospital. And this wow experience made me like, okay, what is essential oils and why are these things so powerful? And anyways, I had Karen Malone come up and teach a class for me here in Michigan. And it was there that I had the resources to do my own research and realize, wow, these essential oils, no, they don't cure cancer. They don't cure diseases, but these essential oils are a must for me, especially going through cancer, because they help your body do its job. Your immune system, your body is made to repair itself. Your body is made to have the right responses. Everybody has cancer cells go through their body, but some people's body does not, lets the cancer just constantly, it just builds up and it takes over, and your body is not responding and taking care of that cancer properly. But the essential oils, which did not cure my cancer and is helpful for me after cancer, because obviously I weighed way less than I do now, 50 to 45 pounds less, and I was using a little bit of essential oils, and like I said, later I started using some, and I had a really wow experience with the oils, and I was like, wow, these things are amazing. So they're very helpful, very supportive to your body. And I suggest that anybody going through cancer, that you communicate with your doctor, and remember, you can be your own health advocate. but that you research and you look into things that are supportive to your body. So for instance, water. If you're not drinking enough clean, good water, that is not good during your cancer. If you are eating processed foods, if you are you have additives in your food, MSG in your food, you have to go completely clean eating. So we're not just talking about essential oils, we're talking about a lifestyle. And the essential oils, I like to say, were a big piece of the puzzle for me for maintaining normal, healthy health. And so there is not just the essential oils, but they have amazing products. I love taking the Sulfurzyme, and they have a BLM, which is for bone and joint support, which I really needed support for my body after going through everything I did. They have essential oils that are great, like RC for respiratory support. Peppermint is amazing to use during cancer. A lot of these oils are amazing to use during cancer. And remember, I'm not a doctor and I'm not trying to diagnose or treat or cure, but I would say that if I could go back, as far as if I had an opportunity, and I know God has all things, I don't regret my past, but I just am saying if I could use the essential oils to help support my body during the time of doing that chemotherapy, I would be diffusing, using the peppermint when I feel nauseous, just to be settling to my stomach. I'd be using the lemon. Lemon is great for your lymphatic system and flushing out toxins in your body. Orange is wonderful for liver support and help supporting your emotions during this time, during the time. Ninja Red, which is a wonderful supplement, is really whole food nutrition. And when you need whole food nutrition and you don't have it readily available, that Ninja Red giving you that great nourishment is really good for helping support you during that time. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact whoever shared this video with you. You might be able to contact me. I have a Facebook page, Anna Kinsey. I am not allowed to, nor do I want to treat or prescribe anything to anyone, but I love helping people that are going through horrid nightmare situation with the diagnosis of cancer, and using these products and helping people figure out what products would be good for them to use to help support them, and them working with their doctor and their healthcare physician or their naturopath or whatever route they are taking, and being able to communicate with them what they're doing. So anyways, remember, you are your own health advocate. It doesn't matter what any doctor gives you a diagnosis of. God, He is our healer, but also you are your advocate for you. You can make your own choices and decisions. And I'm not saying that in a way to tell you not to do things, but you know inside what is right for you. And so you also can research and do things and be your own health advocate and figure out, how can I best fight this thing? How can I best go at it? And I just want to encourage you to, number one, just seek God. Know where you are going to go when you die, because 10 out of 10 people will die. We all are going to meet our Maker at some point. And it's just a really good thing to have that relationship with Jesus Christ and to have things right with Him. So anyways, I hope this was helpful to you and explained no, essential oils didn't help cure my cancer, but they've been a huge, massive part in helping my body being supported to keeping healthy and well, and I am, since 2004, I have been cancer free. Praise God. I mean, it's so incredible and so amazing. I also have 4 miracle children. The cancer destroyed my reproductive system, and God gave me 4 beautiful miracle children. And for someone who was given 2 weeks to live, I can say and speak to you and say, nobody knows your time of death. That is God. That's up to God. But we also are given knowledge and things in our path that we can make healthier decisions, and we have some type of choice here on this earth. So, like I said, I hope this was helpful to you, and have a blessed day.